Faith feels different when you're exhausted. It's easy to talk about trusting God when your life feels manageable. It's easy to believe your mind is clear when your body has energy, when prayer feels warm, when hope still has some strength behind it. But when you are deeply tired, faith can feel almost impossible. Not because you hate God, and not because you stop believing, but because exhaustion changes the way everything feels. When you're worn down, even hope can feel heavy. Prayer can feel empty. Trust can feel like another responsibility you are too tired to carry. You may still want to believe, but something in you feels too drained to reach. And that is where guilt creeps in. You start thinking, why is my faith so weak? Why can't I trust better? Why do I feel so far from God? But sometimes, faith does not feel hard because you lack devotion. Sometimes, faith feels hard because you are exhausted from surviving. There is a kind of tiredness that sleep alone doesn't fix. It's not just physical fatigue. It's emotional overload. It is the tiredness that comes from trying to stay strong for too long, trying to keep going when life keeps asking more from you, trying to trust God while secretly wondering when relief is finally going to come. And when you're in that place, even simple spiritual ideas can feel painful. Someone says to you, just have faith, and part of you wants to believe them. But another part of you feels almost angry. Because you have been having faith. You have been praying. You've been trying. You've been holding on. And you're still tired. This is the inner conflict. You don't necessarily want to give up on God. You just don't know how to keep carrying the same weight with a smile on your face. And this matters, because many people mistake exhaustion for failure. They think, if I were really spiritual, I would feel peace. If I truly trusted God, I wouldn't be this overwhelmed. But that's not always true. Sometimes the most honest prayer isn't beautiful. Sometimes it sounds like, God, I'm tired. Sometimes it sounds like, I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's not even words. Sometimes it's just tears. And that still counts. The mind creates an image of faith as constant certainty. It tells you faith should feel strong, clear, and peaceful. So when you feel weak, confused, or tired, the mind assumes something has gone wrong. It says, God must be far away. You must be doing something wrong. If you really believed, you wouldn't feel this way. But the mind is measuring faith by emotional energy. And that's the mistake. Because exhaustion changes perception. When you're tired, the future looks darker. Problems look bigger. Silence feels louder. Even God's nearness can become hard to recognize because your nervous system is overloaded. A tired mind can turn delay into rejection. A tired heart can turn silence into abandonment. A tired body can make even ordinary life feel impossible. This doesn't mean your conclusions are always true. It means your system is depleted. You can honor what you feel without believing every story your exhaustion tells you. You can say, I feel abandoned, without declaring, God has abandoned me. You can say, I feel weak, without deciding my faith is gone. You can say, I can't feel God right now, without turning that into proof that God is absent. Because God is not only present when you feel inspired. God is also present when you are barely holding yourself together. Faith is not supposed to become another burden. Faith is not one more thing you have to perform correctly while you are already breaking down. God is not standing over your exhaustion with a clipboard, measuring whether you are trusting well enough. That image has to be broken. Many people are not actually struggling with God. They are struggling with the image of God their mind created. A God who is disappointed. A God who only comes close when they are strong. A God who blesses them when they perform well and withdraws when they collapse. But that's not the presence that heals. That is pressure wearing the mask of religion. Real faith isn't, I must hold everything together so God will approve of me. Real faith is, I cannot hold everything together, and maybe I was never meant to. When you are exhausted, faith may not look like rising with power. It may look like resting without shame. It may not look like certainty. It may look like honesty. It may not look like spiritual confidence. It may look like finally admitting, God, I need help. And that's not weakness in the wrong sense. That is surrender, becoming real. Not dramatic surrender, not poetic surrender, but actual surrender. The kind where you stop pretending you are fine. The monad is the undivided source beneath all changing experiences. Before your thoughts arise, before your emotions shift, before your faith feels strong or weak. Your exhausted self may feel far from God, but the deepest part of you is not outside of the source. It is appearing within the source. This matters because exhaustion convinces you that you have fallen out of grace. But grace is not something you only enter when you feel spiritual. Grace is the field holding you, even when you feel empty. The monad points toward the one beneath the many, the stillness beneath the storm, the presence beneath the personality that is trying so hard to manage everything. So when faith feels hard, the answer is not always to force stronger belief. Sometimes the invitation is to stop identifying completely with the exhausted mind. The tired mind says, I can't feel God. The deeper awareness says, even this tiredness is being held in God. The tired mind says, I am failing. The deeper awareness says, something false is being stripped away. The tired mind says, I have no faith left. The deeper awareness says, then let faith become simple. Maybe today, faith is not certainty. Maybe today, faith is one breath, one honest prayer, one moment where you do not abandon yourself, one small act of trust that says, I don't feel strong, but I'm still here. Exhaustion is not revelation. Just because a thought feels convincing when you're tired doesn't mean it's true. When you're depleted, your mind may tell you nothing is working. Your prayers are pointless. Your healing is fake. Your path has failed. God is silent because God doesn't care. But be careful. Pain speaks loudly. Fear speaks with authority. Exhaustion can sound like wisdom when it is really just your system begging for rest. Not every inner voice deserves your obedience. Some thoughts are just tiredness wearing the mask of truth. This is why you need gentleness, but you also need clarity. Do not spiritualize burnout. Do not call self-neglect devotion. Do not confuse constant striving with faithfulness. God is not asking you to prove your trust by ignoring your humanity. If your body is exhausted, rest matters. If your emotions are overloaded, honesty matters. If your mind is spiraling, grounding matters. If life feels too heavy, support matters. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is stop punishing yourself for being human. Go drink some water. Eat something healthy. Take a walk. Turn off the noise. Let your prayer become simple. God, help me through this moment. That's enough. In real life, this looks quite ordinary. It looks like not forcing yourself into a profound prayer when all you can say is, "Help me." It looks like sitting in silence without trying to manufacture a spiritual feeling. It looks like letting tears be the prayer. It looks like admitting, "I'm tired, angry, and scared. I don't know what to do." It looks like choosing not to make permanent decisions from a depleted state. It looks like simplifying your faith until it becomes livable again. Not, "I must understand God's entire plan." Just, "God, be with me today." Not, "I must feel completely surrendered." Just, "Help me loosen my grip." Not, "I must be spiritually strong." Just, "Help me not turn against myself again." This is true faith. Not performance. Not pretending. Not trying to sound more healed than you are. Faith becomes real when it is allowed to meet your actual condition. God doesn't need your polished version. God can meet you in the tired version, the quiet version, the uncertain version, the version that has no impressive words left. And sometimes, that is where faith becomes deeper. Because when you stop performing strength, you become available to be held. So, if faith feels hard right now, don't immediately assume you are failing. Look honestly. Are you faithless, or are you exhausted? Are you disconnected from God, or are you overwhelmed by a mind and body that have been carrying too much for too long? There's a difference, and that difference matters. Because the answer may not be to force more belief. The answer may be to soften the burden you placed on belief. You don't have to feel powerful to be held. You don't have to feel certain to be loved. You don't have to turn your exhaustion into something inspiring before God can meet you there. The presence of God is not waiting for the polished version of you. It is here, beneath the tired thoughts, beneath the heavy emotions, beneath the silence you keep interpreting as absence. Sometimes faith is simply this: one breath, one honest prayer, one small opening, one quiet refusal to abandon yourself. You are not outside of God because your faith feels small. Sometimes the smallest faith is the most sincere. And sometimes the exhausted heart is not far from God at all. sometimes it is finally close enough to stop pretending. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to remember that exhaustion is not failure. Comment below. Faith can be quiet. I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/magnumopus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.